Hey guys, Moss50 here, coming to another quick video for you guys. This time something I haven't done in a while. It's basically going to be a DVD review because, yeah, I just thought I haven't done one of these in a while, so might as well get around to doing one. And just to let you know, I'm planning on doing another video straight after this one, quite different to what you normally see me do. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and we'll see how it goes with you as to if I do any more in future. Again, sorry if you guys can hear that shit outside. There's a load of fucking chavs outside my house chatting a load of bullshit, and it's kind of pissing me off, but I'm gonna have to deal with it. Oh well. Alright, so yeah, anyways, the film I'm gonna be reviewing for you guys is Human Centipede 2 Uncut. Hope you guys can see that, because I got this a few days ago, and I actually do have an unboxing for it in case you guys have any interest in that. So yeah. First of all, I just want to cover the fact that, in case anyone don't know and you've been living under a fucking rock for the last year, and you have interest in this film but don't know it's in black and white, it is in black and white, okay? Just in case you're wondering. So yeah, guys, this film is pretty fucked up. I just want to cover this because I know a lot of people have been curious about how fucked up it is and how if it's the sixth film ever made or not. And let me just tell you now, it's not the sixth film ever made, but I'm going to get into that more in a little while. So first up, the storyline, which is practically non-existent. All the storyline is this, guys, in case you're wondering. There's this man, he's obsessed with the Human Centipede 1 because it came out on DVD in the Human Centipede 2. The Human Centipede 1 is just a film in Human Centipede 2, which is where some of my problems did lie with Human Centipede 2 on first watching, but I've gotten over them and figured out why it was like that, but I'll get into that later, hopefully. But yeah, so he's obsessed with it. He's kind of sexually obsessed with it, because if you haven't read all these descriptions about the film, I'm going to spoil a few scenes for you guys, so if you don't want to know what those are, I suggest you stop watching the video, watch the film, then come back, or just stop watching the video. So yeah, the film basically just starts out with the end of the first film.